Yo, how we doing, everyone? We're back, we're live, we've got an announcement. You guys are all in the chat. I'm absolutely loving you all here. Please do me a massive favour before we get stuck into all this and smash the thumbs up button on arrival. As you wipe your feet, you get ready to sit down and we go through this Medium post. Now, I was actually in a chat earlier today with Techers, Josh and Perez, and I was saying like, oh, I can't wait. July, we have to see some movement, and boom. Later that day, today, the 28th of June. We're not even in July yet. And we're getting a rollout, guys. We are getting new stuff. Now, straight away, I was like, oh, it's just an academy thing. It's just for onboarding. It's just for people that aren't playing limited divisions, never mind anything else. But then, once you start to scratch, you get beneath the surface, and then you see what else is going on. Like, wow, a lot of potentially game-changing paradigms in terms of the utility on offer and a wide array of competitions that we now have access to, and we might be able to infer we may have access to in the future. I'm doing this live rather than pre-record because I want your guys' interaction in the live stream. I want to know your thoughts as we go through all this stuff. I'm going to do my best to timestamp it, so if you're watching this after we've been live, fist bump to you. You can catch up with any bits in particular that you want an extra wee POV on. And as I say, I'll be chatting to you guys in the live chat and getting your perspective, your opinions on whatever it is we're going through. And I've got to say, first of all, hats off to the guys, because I have went over this twice now at this point. I've tried to just, I basically went over once dead quickly and thought, right, cool, I want to go live and talk about this. And then I went out and got my lunch because I was bloody starving. And then I have had another quick going over it, and I think, right, okay, I'm not going to think about it too much. We'll wait till we get on camera, and that's when all the fun happens. Fist bumps to everyone. I'm seeing a lot of regulars. There's a bunch of these I managed to give a shout out to in the live chat when I was sitting chilling out when we had the intro music playing. Mikey Basson is in the house. Fist bump to you. He's got a season ticket out. So is Jay Fraz. Was as well. WP Gaming. No way. Yes way Jose. Ian Sorare Newbie. Lansraka, boom. Sem Arts, good to see you, my man. Simo, Canaries, Toffee Man, and Toffee Man's curious. He's waiting to get stuck into it. I see Rob C, I see Tommy B, I see Astonolu. That sounds like something from the 300. I love it. PJ 009, Noah Brook, Jonathan, good to see you, my man, and Kane Carnage. Oh, still smoking whilst listening. Love it. So, anyway, well, we'll just get stuck right into it. I think we should. I just need to move my camera. No, actually, I don't need to move my camera. I keep forgetting about that button. So we're over here, guys. Now, if you find the tweet, so if you go into Twitter, @Sorare, or wherever you find Sorare notifications, you can also find it on the website. It should come in a little notification bell, and come an activity, and in here, notifications, you should start to see some stuff. These posts eventually end up there. So if you're not on social media, obviously stick through the video and we'll go through it together. But if you want to go and digest it later on in your own time, that's where to find it. Medium.com/@Sorare or blah, blah, blah. All the other places. So, like we've said already, because they set this kind of precedent in March, I think it was, that where we're going to get these game week calendars on... See a wee bit of my lunch there, sorry. We're going to get these game week calendars like a month or so in advance, so you know in March what the tournaments are in April. In April, you know the tournaments in May, etc. So because we're all staring down the barrel and we're all looking at the same point in time in the calendar, it's the big Sorare meetup in London, because that is the tip-off of the Premier League season, and we are expecting and hoping and praying and imagining that we're going to get the Premier League on, and it's going to be rockets and rainbows and party streamers everywhere. So we're approaching July, and that's when we want to start to see some movement. We've seen some stuff over the last week or so, or the last couple of weeks, I beg your pardon, with the special free clip been introduced, the innovations have made with Legends, with Specialist and Underdog, and all these other things that have happened probably over the last maybe 6 to 8 weeks, actually, now I think about it, because there has been little kind of fortnightly periods of, you know, it'd actually be really interesting to analyse all the developments we've had since the introduction of these game week calendars. If somebody out there would want to do it, that would be a fantastic graphic for Twitter or something, but like on the calendar when all these things have happened, and I would bet right now that you would see a consistent pattern of deployment, and you could probably pull that out a bit further and maybe think what we're going to get to the months ahead. But anyway, this is what tips us off, as we know we're going to get the calendar and we're going to get some stuff, but they also say we've got the Academy coming, okay? So the Academy is the very first thing, and it's tailored to new Sorare managers, okay? I'm just going to put it here so you can read it. So if you enter any competition, you cannot enter the Academy, okay? Now the Academy, when you look at the prize pool, is actually like the way it works with the rules and everything. It's actually a really appealing game to go and play straight away. It's a great way to arm new users up with cards, rapid with commons, you know, and get them playing into limited with very little, let's just call it down payment, or, you know, very little of a wallet. There's a real grind, there's a real farm factor about this that I was saying to somebody recently. You guys maybe in the comment section can catch this for me. But that farming aspect is something that they need to, it needs to be feasible. You know, it needs to be feasible where I can say to somebody, you start in this division, you do X, Y, and Z. So you get between 3 and 5 common cards, maximum of 2 limiteds. The captain's a 20% bonus. Limiteds are at 40%. So that's a handicap, 60% on the limiteds, just like we used to have with the commons in the rare division, okay? You cannot enter the Academy if you're registered as a team in any other division, okay? If you get over 110 points, you get a tier 2 common, you get tier 1 commons, tier 0 commons, the more points you get, yada yada. Once you break that magic 400, and 400, if you are in rare pro, limited, 400 is a great number for you to be aiming for. For me, when you're constructing your teams and you're really trying to feel what it takes to win. With the limiteds being at that handicap, I guess if you were to equate it to a SO5 division, it's maybe a bit closer to D2 than anything, potentially. But it's maybe a bit of the All-Star Pro vibe, but with 3 super rares, because you get 3 cards that will be more powerful than 2. Because with rare, when we had the common, that was only 1 card that went in there. With the special free clay, there's 2 cards that go in there, but they get zilch, you know. So that's not really a good paradigm to draw there. But it's kind of like, as in... because in D2 you can play a rare and you could play 4 supers, like that kind of power scaling, if you like, would maybe marry up, I don't know. But very attractive, very appealing. Now the best thing you can get is a tier 2 limited, which isn't fantastic, right? But if you're getting that for nothing and you're getting that for breaking 450 points guaranteed, that's exciting. That's a lot of fun. You can probably tell I'm hyped, guys. This is phenomenal. I'm absolutely buzzing. Earlier today I dropped an amazing video. I had a great time recording it anyway with Jeremy Mignan, and we were talking about PSG and all that good stuff. When we're done with the stream, I'm in a good mood. We made that earlier today. I hope you go check that out. It was great fun to watch. And there's a great budget builder coming out on Sorare TV later today as well. 1 ETH limited team. So that should be good fun as well. Now, more new competitions are going to debut in the coming game weeks. The SR Kickoff, super rare, and the Unique Kickoff competitions in game week 285 require just 1 card from the scarcity in the title. They reward some of the best limited and rare cards, okay? So if you are like progressing with rares and you're then trying to go and get your first super rare, or equally you knock that down the road a little bit more, you're getting your first unique or something, there is a feasible level of utility right away that's not thrown into D3 with a bunch of has-been rares or rares you're not using in your primary division. The primary division isn't ready to fully mature into the Pro League, for example. And equally with Pro and your collection of Pro super rares, moving them, maturing them into a D2 situation. There's another kind of stepping stone there potentially. We don't know the format of it in terms of XP bonuses and all the other stuff, like we do with the Academy, but just 1. So I wonder what the rest of it will be filled out as. Is it just a kind of, is it just a 1 and done? Is it just a 1 division play, a 1 card play? I'm going to catch up with you guys in the live chat. We'll come back to this, okay? So we're about 11 minutes into the stream or so. We've got to the SR kickoff, so we'll go back about a minute or so. So let's say 10 minutes in. Need to make a wee note of this, guys. Sorry, I did promise you in the tip off. So about 10 minutes for Academy. What are you guys saying? Let me see it. And then we can put this over here so I can look at the camera a bit better. Lovely. So let's see. Sorare Austria here, first time on the stream. Astanolu, love it. Thanks very much for joining us live. Fist bumps are everywhere. Finn Crocker, Isaac Pearson, Jack Duncalf, J Stack, Genesis, good to see you. It is good news for Ryan Cherokee. You are right, because if you've got a super rare Cherokee, maybe you've got a division where it's a one and done. And if he was to pop off, that could be great news for Cherokee. Hudson, fist bump, good to see you, my man. Sino, good morning, Quinny. Can you turn up the volume? Yeah, I think I can. Maybe you can. Oh, yeah, there was a wee down on it. Thank you very much for the catch, my man. It's plus 40%, I think. Do you think so? If that's the case, then it is the true All-Star Pro kind of vibe then, isn't it? Of a pure maxed out super rare almost. So yeah, Jonathan, if the Academy, if the Limiteds get a plus 40%, or I just thought that was, it might be plus, maybe in the super rare vibe, guys. Let me know what you think. It's bonus, I think. It's not a handicap. Yeah, Finn Crockert's catching that as well. So is Sam D. Fair play, guys. Good catch on your end. It'll be easier to get 400 points, and it's not a handicap for commons. It's a bonus for the limiteds. Magic, guys. Great catch on that. 2x limiteds. I just thought because it was the 40%, because super rares go up to max 30, uniques go up to 50. So because it was a 40 thing, I just got commons into my head and I thought, that's what they've done there. But great catch, guys. If they have this Academy thing for common, then why not limited to rares also? Maybe Canaries, that's something we can look forward to, because there's other stuff in this as well, I'm sure, that we'll come to. Looks like there's changes to specialists, can't wait to get into that. But on first view, it looks like a splash worse. Kane Carnage, interesting. I look forward to catching up with that. For rewards, he does add. These Academy games could be good for managers who can't field teams for midweeks. Wow, yes, McKeck. And you know, McKeck, that fist bump, that is a great point, by the way. That's something that and I know it's like, I don't know how long we're getting to the stream, but we're saying it. When the progress bar was first mooted and kind of, how could it look, and the kind of early touch points that we had about that was my first kind of thing about it was, it doesn't, because the thing people were worried about was like, if you play All-Star Rare Pro, as we call it now, then you wouldn't get access to this points bar thing because it might have been restricted in some way to protect new users. But I always thought, well, what if you don't have midweeks that are, there's weaker fixtures? Can you just chop and change? Can you just go up and down as you please? And, I think the way they've done it with the Academy is perfect. It's up to you. If you do have 5 limiteds, one of them being a goalkeeper, you can get them out and you're buzzing about it, then hey, go for it. But next week, if your limited goalkeeper gets benched again or something happens, you can always go back and do the Academy again. Then I love that. And even you could just live in the Academy, build up a gallery of 10 to 20 cards, sell it, start again. That could be something. And I say it's that far, that idea has to be available, for the grassroots of the game to thrive. That idea has to be feasible, has to be possible. So I love it. I'm buzzing for Academy. It allows me to field 2 common teams. Great point, Ian. And more opportunities to win limiteds. And it's guaranteed, so it's not like top 100, top 1000. It's points based. You break 400 points, tier 3 limited is in the shopping cart, and it is getting taken right through the checkout for you. Chris Dalton seems correct. It is. Yeah, Doc, thanks very much for the quadruple confirmation. I think it would say minus 60%. Yeah, Jack, everyone's catching me on this one. Thank you, guys. If I'm not mistaken, it said specialists would reward DNP. We're getting there, Kane. We're getting there. Anyone know how many valuable DNPs there are? I'd say as a percentage, it's going to be really low. But in terms of valuable and useful, they're not always the same thing. Some burner cards, some cards that you might just gather litter. That's the way I felt in times with my gallery, and they give you buffer. They give you options. They give you, I've got this random guy I keep forgetting about. He plays this week. I might only use him once, and so those kind of burner cards, I don't mind some of them. Guys that are just run of the mill guys that are injured, and that's why they're DNPing like mad or whatever. But in terms of really valuable, maybe Cherokee and one or two others, but not many, it must be said. Right, so let's get right back into it with where we left off. Let me see, where are we? Cool. The special free club will get super rare and unique treatment. 17 minutes. In game week 286, so there will be our first kind of iteration of that, first little kind of tester. At the moment we're in game week 283, so that's not the weekend coming but the weekend after. And then in game week 287, so the midweek thereafter, the special freshly. Now, this is the only one that I read and thought, what? Like, this just did not make any sense to me at all whatsoever. The higher your card's level, the lower the bonus. Like, I'm not playing that. I'm just not playing that. I can't imagine me getting a goalkeeper to play this in. Unless because it's a freshly, maybe if there's some sort of other stipulation around it, but I'm not putting a goalkeeper into that. Not on your Nelly. Game week 288 gives us, but again, this does have, like, so the positive to that, the silver lining to that, I feel like, is it does marry in with the trading element that you can really live in that has been, became available, or, you know, the opportunities there for like the underdog and the specialist cards, because they don't require XP to make the difference, if that makes sense. So I guess that kind of plays into that. It does play more into this kind of farming aspect, this more kind of market play aspect. As well, which is fine, and I guess it's all kind of on brand at this point. It's all kind of within keeping of one another. This is where it gets really interesting for me. It's game week 288. It gives the Specialist League a makeover. The O32 Specialist League requires players above the age of 32, and the U23 Specialist League requires, it's L's and R's when they get all so close to each other, I can't help it, sorry, players below the age of 23. Both competitions will only reward DNP players. So these O32s, now if you can go around the market, like I was actually listening to the Sorare Odyssey podcast on, it was over the weekend, I can't remember what day it was, and they were talking about Carlos Bacca and transfers that he might be making, and he's like 34, 35, and having that Specialist League there gives cards like that a kind of floor that, as long as they're not retired, like, you know, you could do something with them. So I like that. And then there's always the O32 guys that are boss that you can only really play in global. And I know there's only DNP players in here, but the best DNP players, if you were to put in, like, I don't know, guys aren't like 35, 36, you can't fit into your other teams or whatever. Guys, like, even like legend cards you might have knocking about. When I say that, I mean like your Iniestas, Dani Alves, Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, that kind of mold of player. You could maybe win like a DNP merchant that's injured all the time, like a Cherky. He's the only one that really springs to mind at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be in there. Gio Reyna will be in there, I'm sure. As well as many others. And this might actually be, mark my words on this one, guys, this might actually be one of the best vehicles for acquiring some new cards and some new faces, because they do hold their breath on selling low value cards like this because of the obvious space on the food, space on the conveyor belt, if you like. You know, like they only do so many auctions per minute, per hour, whatever, and that number goes up and down, and they're quite good at controlling market liquidity in that respect. But it is set in stone how many will go at set time interval, and filling any of those time intervals with cards that are knowingly going to be much less valuable than something else that we would all actually quite like to have, they're always going to be much less likely inclined to do that. Thus, this division might actually be like, you might get some new faces, guys that are in the academy, they're not a rookie or a new signing who's injured and never played or whatever, he's a reserve team guy, but he was there at picture day, there's no real reason or motivation for them to sell a body card, but you might win it, and then when a guy does come back or he does get a loan or something does happen, then that might be fantastic. Under 23 specialist kind of goes without saying. Important reminder on the U23 eligibility. Now, when I did read this, I thought, has something changed here? Like, it read kind of differently, but I don't think it has. So 1st of July, I think it's just because the game weeks kind of dance around the 1st of July. So it's just kind of laying that out, isn't it? So 1st of July is under 23 cut-off date. This means any player who's above 23 by the 1st of July will no longer be eligible. So if you're born the 2nd of July, you're home and hosed, okay? Here's how the rules impact upcoming game weeks. Nice wee explanation for you. Special weekly rules. Right, let's see this. Right, let me catch up with you guys in the comment section. There's a bunches here. Please do me, guys, a massive favour. Drop, smash, destroy the like button for me. Let me know you're here and you're enjoying yourself, and get involved in the comment section so I can see you guys, what you're up to, what you're saying, what you're thinking. We've not quite got to the specialist changes yet, so hold back on that. Wirtz, yes, is a DNP Mikey boy, and Fatty, great shouts, by the way. Where did I catch these last? It's a big win for Sorare, I think, yeah. Under 23 common and stuff like that. But again, we're starting to feel like this is one move out, you know. I think we can speculate on this stuff, I now think becomes a worthwhile exercise, you know, because we've now seen a demonstrable, you know, broadening of the Badwind, I feel like, in terms of what divisions you can play. And as we're talking about with this academy thing, like so many different variations on budget strategies, on beginner strategies, on farming strategies, and great innovations for the foundation parts of the platform. For me, feels that there's a small average budget. It's not the best for goalkeepers. I have 2 starting goalkeepers with strongish sides. Just feel like I've lost the underdog and specialist and gained nothing. I will need to check out why you're saying that, Connor, because I don't understand that. Please come back to me and explain in more detail if I'm missing something obvious. If it's something I've not quite caught to yet, I might have missed it on my passes. So I look forward to catching up with that. Why can't I make an academy team already? I think because of whatever game week it comes out. Maybe they need to load the site again or something. If you're a low budget player and has a large chunk of that into a goalkeeper, would you recommend selling that and investing into strong limited players for academy? That's something I've not given enough thought to, Noah, in terms of like where you're positioned, like how. So that's something I would say stay tuned for on the channel. I've not given that enough thought to give you an answer. I'm sorry. Freshly means the opposite to how XP works. Card level 0 will score more than that doesn't suit me. Freshly mint be alright for cards that just lost 5%, I suppose. Yes, that's a good point, Ken. Like your guys that do have like super low XP beginning of the season, then but again they will be like, if they are like really low XP, I'm thinking and you're thinking under 5%, which means they'll be under level 10. So they're not going to be at a huge advantage in that division versus the new season cards, even at that point, because the new season cards have the season bonus and they're at level 0. So the new season cards almost have another little immediate utility kind of thing going on with them, which is interesting. Players like Chiesa, yes, Chiesa. Freshly, you get minus 2% for each XP. Oh, that's bloody harsh. A specialist vets league. I'm not a fan of Freshly. Very counterintuitive. Yeah, Charlie, I'm kind of on the same page as you there, my man. Freshly means, yeah, I think I'm up to speed. And Channy Sports, fist bump, good to see you, my man, friend of the channel. Sorare has brought up my confidence levels even more now. I'm investing more with the steam coming out the nose. Now, Channy, I actually picked up your video whenever it came out. Was it this morning or yesterday? I can't remember, but you were talking about buying into dips and buying at peaks and all that kind of stuff. And I'm actually doing, that's exactly what I've been doing. So I've been buying some floor, like, solid limiteds, basically. I've only got another couple to go with a little budget that I'd allocated for it. And with what's going on now, like, I'm so glad that I did. But thanks for joining us, my man. Let me know your thoughts, as well as everyone else in the live chat. Drop a like, of course. But all the stuff we're going through, let me know. I wonder what the DNP length will need to be. Yes, Tommy B, that's a great, interesting point. Connor, you've coming back to me, right? But I'm actually going to read this because I'm feeling that you are ahead of me on this. And yeah, let's get on the same page. Let's get everyone on the same page with Connor. Why he's upset. So, below are the special weekly rules for Underdog League, Specialist League, Special Freakly, and the new competitions. I'm not too sure I got this far. Yeah, I got down to this, but I think I must have scanned over this part then. My bad. Okay, so below are this blah, blah, blah. Game week 285 to 288. There are additional scarcity requirements for each competition, but the general rules below will apply. Underdog, all players must score below 50 in the last 15. That's now set in stone. We did feel that kind of moving with the game weeks, with it being 50, 45 and 40 in different spots. Specialist is now 2 players under 40, so that's still staying the same. Max 1 over 60, no captain, max 2 from the same team. That's not changing. I don't think I've lost anything here, Connor. I can't wait to see why you feel that way. Super Freakly, but it's SR, so it's the same Freakly that we've had, but it's 3 SRs and 2 commons. So if you're a whale with no commons, I don't know how that's possible, but you might need to go and get some somehow. Common cards will score 0 points. All players must have an average score below 50. Interesting. Captain is super rare. Special Freakly Unique is the same again as well. Below 55 average, that's interesting. SR Kickoff, so it's 1 super rare and 4 cards of any scarcity. All players must have an average score below 50 in their last 15 games. And also it's just a pick and mix in really. It's just the super rare is super OP. and the rest of them are just filler cards, or just, they could be commons, you know, it's any scarcity from the looks of it. So that could be interesting, that could be fun. So yeah, that's cool, that's fun. Unique kickoff, again, it's the same. All players must have an average score below 50 in their last 15 games. And if it is truly any scarcity and you can throw commons in here, then, you know, I'm just getting some very interesting ideas right now. About how powerful commons might be. Special freshly, only rare cards. -2, blah blah blah. Yeah, that sounds awful. Special weekly competitions, we've got, yeah, and then the calendar's updated. Okay, cool. So Connor, yeah, I'm very interested to hear why you feel like you've lost these competitions utility wise and gained nothing. So let me jump back with you here and we'll see what is going on. So where is Connor? He's just come back. I meant that having the specialist and the underdog for the last few months consistently have been a helpful addition, and now that they've been removed, now have they been removed? Are they off the calendar? Oh, it's unlimited. Oh, SR kickoff, unique kickoff. Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, and well, this is a midweek. Let's see the weekend. Weekend specialist is there, so weekend is fine. Must be teams playing and all that kind of jibber jabber. Underdog limited, specialist limited again the next midweek. And this game week here, it's just the yeah. Game week 288, it's just the fancy ones. They're not an addition. They are a variation of. That's I'm not as excited about that. I thought these were additions. I don't know. I'm quite, yeah, because I do like the specialist on a weekly basis. I do feel that is a retraction. I do agree with you, Connor. I don't feel like I've gained nothing, but like, But again, this is a test, so they are just doing it for one. This feels like the way we've had all these new modes fleshed out, tested out, I suppose, is they pick their spot and they tell us, listen, in this game week, we're going to try something a bit wacky. Let's go for it, let's try it. If that is the state of play for this as we look at it today, I'm cool with that. But if the rollout was to be it's a variation rather than an addition, I would not be too chuffed with that personally, because I actually have a space on my whiteboard for Specialist Limited because I think it's a great division. I absolutely love it. Just won a Josh Doig rare. I think so. The Hibs boy, Mickey Fu, I'm pretty sure it is worth holding on to. Best man to ask is probably Hendo, and he might even be here with his live. Mickey Fu, fist bump. I don't think you got one earlier. Completely ignore me. No, Connor, I think you actually raised a fantastic point, so I will not ignore you. Ian Sorare, newbie, very good player. Specialist underdog, or yeah, Canaries. Yeah, I think you guys are with me. These new comps, this is Doc 1806. All these new comps give our larger galleries more chances to field more lineups to enter and fill prize positions. First week playing, when do we get rewards from game week 282? Once the game week closes, Kim, it's normally a couple of hours. It's normally around nowish, give or take. You'll get a notification by email when rewards are in, don't worry. No, imagine you could use commons. Yeah, imagine you could, like, hopefully perfectly refined for when the Prem comes. That's what I think this is what we're doing, Canary, is we're warming up to the main course. By the way, how bad is the name Freakly? I do hate it, and the Freshly, like, yeah, I'm not fans of them, but, like, yeah, let's get a better name for it, but I can't think of one. Free card trick or something? I don't know. I think if you invested the majority of your budget into a limited goalkeeper and now you don't need one for multiple competitions, it's a bit of a kick in the balls. Also, underdog and specialist need brought back. Yeah. 85 watching, only 40 likes. Sean Keegan, fist bump. Thanks for the prompt. Give the man a like. Come on, help a brother out. Very curious if they're replacing L15 under 40. No, it looks to be that's just L15 under 50, was it? Let's go have a peek. And then what time are we at now? So about 30 minutes. Let's say 28 minutes. We can back to Q chat. Okay, cool. So let's see. What was the conditions around 032? Where is 032s? Am I losing my mind? Where the hell is it? SR Kickoff Special Weekly 032. Yep, okay. Competition. Cut-off day, blah blah blah. Special Weekly. General rules, all players. Specialist. Yeah, I think it must be the same specialist criteria then, because it is Specialist 023, so it's the specialist rules, but they're doing a different twist on the criteria and the prize pool. That's what it seems to be, as best I can tell. 282 rewards are out. I got he diddly haw, so it means nothing to me. But the person who was asking earlier on, your rewards are in. Mikey Baston's confirming it. Very cute. Yeah, I've just caught that. Just got a Seagrass as a tier 2 limited. Santa's Boys, you've got the Joe Hart handcuff. Congratulations. L15 under 40 requirement for the specialist. Kane is confirming again. Al Haytham, Al Shanfari, rewards are out. Rewards are in from Synchronia. I think I did okay. Long and short of it, excellent for new users, low budget, pretty neutral, non-existent for middle tier, slight uplift for high tier. David Peters, it's probably a fair synopsis, I would say. You think it's 032 only players? Yeah, it's 032 only, but it's a specialist criteria. I don't see any problem with a constant underdog unlimited each week. Yeah, I think they're just doing it. I hope it's for that 1 week to use it as the test, so that there's a concentrated, let's say, data pool. You know, like if it's the only specialist we're playing, what's the engagement like? Are we excited for it? Are we not? What's the, what kind of teams win and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's a fact-finding mission for them on that front. I hope, because and again, like, I can forgive it being absent in the midweek when there's not as many fixtures and whatnot, but for it to be, like I say, for it to be a variation rather than an addition to the SO5 arena, I would be disappointed by that. In 288, you actually get 2 chances of winning rares with limited cards. I think that's brilliant, and I would agree with you, Mickey Fu. I definitely would. And I think, yeah, it's that whole, David Peters kind of said it well as well, it's excellent for the new user and for the low budget, because you can really now, like the advice always is take your time and really get to know the game. And with those threshold payments, the payouts for the common division, will that be in addition to casual? I think it should be, for the sounds of things. They didn't mention the removal of it, the academy. So, yeah. So having that guaranteed payout on having scores hit, I think is fantastic. And I'm now having to rethink what my relationship to common cards is going to be. I've got like a level 18 Ronaldo common. So, like, did I start doing all that crap? And I just did not want to litter my club with commons. I really didn't. But like, there could be some, and I'm not thinking about the academy necessarily. I'm just thinking more again about that, like the kickoff, as it was called. Because I've got 2 uniques. Dennis Suarez, depending on where he moves, he might not be in a great position next season, and just having him the odd time, that could be fun. Again, with some super rares that don't quite make it into a team, because like me and a lot of people watching this that I'm close to, I know I've definitely had this experience where you've got 1 super rare left over for the game week, and you know the guy's going to kill, but you cannot get him in anywhere. And then sometimes what you end up doing is forcing a D2 together somehow, and it just the whole thing goes to shit. So I think that is if that was a repeatable entity, that could be a great utility for accounts that are moving from All-Star Pro to Super, and in a lot of other different positions as well, because you would only need to buy 1 super rare. So if you got lucky on the market, you got a quiet auction, or you had a hunch that paid off on a guy, you could make great utility out of 1 card. You don't need to go and buy rares. You could just still knock about with your commons. Your 1 super rare and your 1 unique, and oh, the thoughts, man. You could honestly, you could go down so much. You could, like the example earlier on, like build up a limited gallery, sell it, buy like a super rare, buy a unique, go back to the academy, and then in between times, just play. Oh, Jesus, man. I'm laughing my head off, because like this is the sort of stuff I would be thinking if I was brand new. Is like, I'm going to break the game in that sense. It's like, I know better. I'm going to just find guys that will score really well, and I'll exploit this loophole, and I'll take it to my advantage when I move into this division, and then this time of the year, because I've got all these cards and they'll come in. That's the way my mind works with games like this. And I lose that for myself sometimes because I just don't have those daily, like hurdles or crossroads, that kind of thing anymore, like 2 years on versus like day one, like some of you guys will be in it, or month one, or first 6 months, that kind of idea. But this just gets the juices flowing for me, and I think that's fantastic. If it does that for me, being 2 years on, then I can only imagine what it could do when it's presented to enough people. Because I think it's fantastic. Because it is, like, it just comes back to football. Do you have a collection of commons that could bust 400 or get bloody well close to it, and then can you just drop a limited or two in to supplement that and lift it up? And then it's just reward luck. Now I suspect the reward pool here is going to be naff, right? But tier 2, you can even naff tier 2s can be something, really. I have 2 common Mbappe, says McKeck. So that might be good when the Europa League restarts. Oh, you wrote Europe leagues. I read Europa. Sorry, I beg your pardon. If they give us more specialist league, like excuse me, an 032, an original, and whatever else they come up with, that would be stellar. Tons more rewards spread out. Yeah, totally agree, Kane. That's kind of what I thought going into the whole breakdown of this, was that was the way it was laid out. I didn't realise until we got into the actual calendar part right at the bottom here that it is this. They do just say at the tip-off, this is only for game week, what is it, 285 to 288? So they're just saying, listen guys, coming up, we're going to have a little a little test, and we're going to try this out, we're going to try that out, and, hope you enjoy it, and I'm sure the feedback is welcome, so hopefully anyone who's watched this from Sorare, hopefully you get my point of view on most things. I think the live chat's been pretty good as well for catching up some of the nuance and some of the implications. And I'm sure there'll be more stuff that will come out as we kind of live it, as we kind of move through it, we play it, we see the scores, who fits, who doesn't, any glitches and bugs that might occur, and whatever. But yeah, I think the possibilities now become, I think it's just a fantastic set of innovations if they work and then they get fully implemented and they become additional divisions. That's my stance on all of this. I'm very excited for it all. I'll hang out with you guys. There's 81 of you here. Thanks very much for joining us live. Please do drop a like on the video. I hope you've had fun going through this today. There's been a bunch of you commenting. I really want to know any other thoughts you guys have got on this. I think otherwise I've kind of covered most of the key angles that I'm going to be touching on with this. I've very much enjoyed coming back to you live. It's been a while since I've just had a live chat to just pop off about, and I've been full of beans and excited, and there's been a bunch of you here, and I'm looking forward. Live streams, proper live streams, we'll be back with the European season, no doubt. I'm having a lot of fun, actually. If you haven't caught them, the last 2 Thursdays and this Thursday, and for the foreseeable Thursdays, while it's non-EU at least, I'll be on Harry Trades' channel on Thursday, just doing lineup builders and all that fun stuff. Simply, Alex joined us last week. I think Alex will be returning this week as well. The Sorare TV channel, guys, as well, is getting a lot of great reviews. If you haven't checked it out, it's Sorare TV on YouTube, and there's almost daily content on lots of different little Sorare kind of shows, if you like, little repeatable things. So still doing a member stream in a few days, Quinny. We got a chat, but it is a bit off topic. Yeah, so we'll do our member stream this week. It will be Wednesday, which will be tomorrow. So there'll be a member stream tomorrow. Wednesday is the slot we're trying to get that in for, and that will be just a normal member stream. The live record I went to do last week, I ended up bailing on that because the Penfez moved from Thursday to Friday, and then I just forgot. I still had the time to do it. I had some time to do it, but I wanted to be unhinged when I do that video. I just want to go right in depth. What that video is going to be is a kind of story of my club over the last 2 years, kind of abbreviated, hopefully down into a 15-minute video. The stream itself will probably be a couple hours or so. It should be good banter. If any's join that live record session, I hope you enjoy it. And in the member section is normally where we touch on all the kind of market sensitive content, top tips and all that kind of stuff comes out early access, as well as we do gallery reviews and all that kind of fun stuff as well. And that's a Wednesday. Time will probably be around this kind of time, around 4 o'clock British time. And yeah, and product podcast was fantastic this week as well with Sojiwa. I hope you've enjoyed that. And just want a cheeky Carl's Heel. I was going to say Charles, I don't know why. Common reward, that will be nice for the Academy mode, Rob C. Yes, Carlos Heel will be OP to say the least. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much the long and short of it on this. A lot of great innovations. Let's see, I think that's the main feedback from me, and it's kind of a recurring song, so I'm not going to just sit here like a broken record with you all on it. But, that's the other thing I would say while I've got you all here as well. I did a tweet earlier today talking about, let me go pull it on screen, sorry, because I would very much, guys, if you could help me out, I'm actually asking you for a favour at this point. I did a tweet earlier today, this one, right, let me go get it on screen, right, this one here. If you could jump onto this tweet for me and leave a response of a right back that you think, the Sorare managers, when I put these shouts out, I'm talking to you guys, the Sorare scouts and managers from across the world. I want to know what right back you think Celtic should replace Josip Juranovic with. I'd consider it a massive favour. I hope he's put, you know, a right back, a good right back at a good age, good profile, a realistic transfer you think we could go for. I would really appreciate it. There's no rewards, there's no giveaways for it. I'm just asking you for a wee favour, if you could be so generous and so nice and give me some of your time on social media. That would be lovely. I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Stay tuned to the channel for much more content over the next couple of days. I've got some amazing stuff recorded and to be recorded. And yeah, Sorare TV on YouTube, this channel, all the good stuff. Yeah, I've had a great time, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and retweet, all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble. And I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.